Hey everyone, so Angie is a big jinx. Earlier this season we planted some King Tuts back here, and she said, she was curious to see how they were gonna grow because she didn't think it was gonna work out.
So he's blaming me for, I guess you could call it the fail. The back bed.
Pretty much a big fail. But we learned a bunch of stuff from this though, because we didn't get to this house till around this time last year, and we really didn't pay attention to any of the sunlight, with everything going on, us moving here and getting the kids settled for school and stuff like that. That was the least of our concerns.
Well, the sun changes too around seasons. So that's another thing,
Yeah, so early spring, during winter, we saw that there was quite a bit of sunlight hitting in different areas, and we figured, hey, we'd be great, but we didn't account for a huge maple tree we have here as well.
And it's grown too.
And it's flushed out a great amount. So unfortunately, we didn't get the amount of sun that we wanted back here in this bed.
Or the luscious greenery background that we wanted for the garden back here.
Yeah.
We kind of have that though. We kind of have the luscious, and we'll go ahead right now and let y'all see how I think it came out still really pretty, and we enjoyed it very much.
Yeah, so we do have an awesome combination of plants back there that I definitely love. I know Angie definitely fell in love with them as well. Unfortunately, like I said, the King Tut didn't grow to the size that we wanted to and provide that privacy screening that we intended to have back here. So not enough sunlight to make them grow thick stalks, and unfortunately when they did grow some stalks, what did we have?
Rain, and more rain, and a lot of wind. Storms that would make their way, have been making their way over. So with the stems not being strong, being very weak stems, that did not help. We could not support the stems either, because as soon as they would flop over, and we left some so y'all could see, they just get ruined. They get either really damaged or they just snap. So for now we're enjoying whatever we are, whatever is growing right now.
Yeah.
We do have one growing in another area of the garden, and we'll go ahead later on.
Yeah, so we'll definitely show you what a King Tut looks like with plenty of sunlight and plenty of water. These get plenty of water, and they're taking up all that water. Just not enough sunlight for it to produce very thick, healthy stems.
Yes. So let's go ahead and show them what has been doing amazing. Because I've been enjoying this area very much, and it kind of evolved a little bit more afterwards. I added one more little plant because I did listen to you guys. Some of y'all had said it needed a spiller. I really wasn't thinking about spiller because we moved the bench from here right now, but we usually have a bench right here, and I was not thinking of seeing the bottom.
No, definitely not.
But we do get to see it either way if the bench is there. So I went ahead and added one more little plant in there, and I think it looks really pretty.
So let's go ahead and take a look at that real quick. Alright, so as we get back here to talk about this bed over here, I wanted to show you guys the King Tut. And like I said, unfortunately, it didn't grow the way we wanted it to. This is the only spot that actually really gets enough sunlight throughout the day, but still not enough down at the ball of the root or down here in the actual bed to provide any more growth for it. But as you can see, these canopies actually get way bigger than this, and this is already pretty big, but it's just not thick enough to support it, that they start to weigh down. As you can see, these over here, they start to bend, and they don't completely snap, but they're pretty much bent to the point where they're not going to come back up, and they basically end up snapping once it does grow some more. And it doesn't help, like Angie said, with all the rain and the wind. It's just not enough sunlight back here, and it's a learning experience. It's something that, again, we didn't know that there wasn't going to be enough sun here, so it's very unfortunate. But everything else in this bed is growing tremendously well and plays well with each other as far as foliage goes. You can see here the Brawalia we have along the front of the bed is growing just beautifully. It's been growing like this all season long. These beautiful white balloon looking flowers look great. One thing we did end up adding was this crescent surf fern in here, which absolutely looks beautiful. It has a double prong right here that just looks amazing, which makes it really rabbit resistant, and that's something good to know for people that love to have ferns in their landscapes. And then Angie added some variegated ivy here that absolutely gave it that spiller look that we got a lot of comments from, and it absolutely looks beautiful. I love this variegated ivy. Has a different color and plays well with all the different greens in here. Then what we did in here is we added some caladiums. Now we had a whole bunch of different ones. We added the snowdrift and the white wonder. So two different types of caladiums, absolutely growing well. They're growing a nice size, and they just have some beautiful color to it. What else did we have in here? We also had the the Brunera. Now the Brunera was planted kind of late, so it's put on quite a bit of growth, but I still expect it to grow a lot more. Like I said, it grows well in shade. Next year we expect this Brunera to get pretty big and get the size that it needs to get, but they're all growing well. There's nothing really keeping it from growing at all. Everything looks great. You can see right here, these stalks were absolutely getting thick. It's just we just had to cut them back because the way they kept bending. So that just shows that they're growing. Again, the base of this can get that big. It's just not enough sun back here. It's very unfortunate that we didn't get the sun that we wanted back here. So it's given us some ideas to do something different here this year, and me and Angie will talk about that in a little bit, about what we're thinking of doing. But overall, everything that's in this bed plays really, really well together. Absolutely loving some of the daintiness of the flowers, and then the ivy, and then that Brunera. Once it grows next year, it's going to grow great. Now these ferns will probably not all stay in there. We're probably going to take some out, bring them indoors, because it's going to be a lot of fern. We just had to have a place to put them at. Okay guys, and on this side we have a nice little area that we put together. Angie absolutely loves the way this looks back here. We have the Japanese maple back there. We have a camellia, the hydrangeas, just a nice little spot. Wish we had a bigger yard, bigger garden to display a lot of this stuff, but you can see this Let's Dance Rave is reblooming. This is supposed to be a rebloomer, and with the cooler temperatures coming out, there's a lot of growth coming up, so I expect that to fully rebloom the way it needs to. But this is just a nice little spot we have back here. We're gonna put this camera back on the tripod so me and Angie can get here and close out this video real quick. Alright guys, so that's a quick showing of the bed back here. I promise you I won't let Angie jinx it ever again, because I'm just kidding. It was both of our ideas, and it's a little experiment that, you know.
It was fun, guys. It's been really fun watching it do its thing back here. Either way, you know, I don't want to call it a fail, because,
well, I think it's good to have some stuff fail, because it's a learning experience. And if you think you know everything about gardening, then you don't know everything about gardening, because there's something that's always there to be, you know, taught.
This back area has been a lot of learning experience, just because it's such a little tiny place garden. There's been just so much to learn about just the lighting alone, for such a little small area. We've learned so much about the different lightings, and this little area here really got us thinking about more things to do for next year, which we think it's going to be a lot more fun now that we know.
Yeah, definitely. Now that we know what we need to put in here to actually do what we wanted to do, and then be able to underplant it with things that we know are going to perform well.
And we wanted, you know, we wanted to try something different. We wanted to go a whole different route and just have fun with. We've always had more of the small gardens as we move around a lot. Yeah. And when this came up, when we got here, I told Ambrose, you know what, how cool would it have been to try one of the biggest annuals ever, you know, a King Tut. That was my first thing. We've never been able to try anything like that, so I was like, that would work out cool. So that's why we tried it, but it didn't work out. So we have something planned. We already have something waiting, because we really do want some winter interest back here. Yeah. And I think that's just...
Yeah, and you know, I think the great thing about this is what's crazy is we're going to do this. We have this new idea. We learn what to do now. And
we got it out of our system.
And we're probably, the crazy thing is we're probably only going to be here for another year or two. So, you know, everything we learn here doesn't go out the window. It gets retained. No. But it's something we, you know, we gain knowledge from, and we can use that in other locations and for other gardeners. So, you know, definitely, if you guys definitely, you know, appreciate this knowledge, and, you know, that's what we're doing this for. I think. Yeah,
maybe some of y'all have the same issue with your yards and wondering, you know, before I go out and grab a King Tut, you know, would it work in this type of lighting? Now you know, guys. You know, it's always fun to experiment in the garden, and this year it's been tons of experimenting, because it's a new garden.
And and you know, with such a small garden, it's just it's you know, it's a learning experience. We're learning everything what we can grow in such a small amount of space, which you know, it's something that we strive for in the future, of having a bigger garden. And you know, who knows, if you stick around with us long enough, you know, that retirement comes around, you know, not too far from now, we, you know, have a bigger yard, bigger garden, and
continue the journey,
our
garden journey. But for now, we're very happy. We learned a lot from just this little bed, and can't wait to start filling it out with some other things for fall and for winter.
Again, that's gonna do it for the video, guys. We hope you enjoyed it. As always, you know, you can watch us on Instagram and Facebook, where Angie's always posting daily pictures of what's going on in the garden. And we'll see you guys in the next video.